In this video, we are going to learn about the consumer behavior, about Gen Z, factors influencing consumer behavior, types of consumers, consumer socialization, factors affecting consumer socialization, and a case study on this topic. Who is a consumer? The consumer is one who pays to consume the goods and services produced. Consumers play a vital role in the economic system of a nation. In the above content, if there is an absence of their effective demand, the producers would lack a key motivation to produce, which is to sell to the customers. Meaning of consumer. Consumer is an individual who buys products or services for personal use and not for manufacture or resale. A consumer is someone who can make a decision whether or not to purchase an item at the store, and someone who can be influenced by marketing the advertisement. According to the Consumer Protection Act 1986, a consumer means any person who buys any goods for a consideration which has been paid or promised or partly paid and partly promised or under any system of deferred payment, and includes any user of such goods other than the person who buys such goods for consideration, paid or promised, or partly paid or partly promised, or under any system of deferred payment when such use is made with the approval of such person, but does not include a person who obtains such goods for resale or for any commercial purpose. What do you mean by consumer behavior? A consumer behavior refers to the psychological, social, and physical behavior of potential consumers as they become aware of, evaluate, purchase, consume, and tell others about the products or services. A consumer behavior is a managerial and consumer perspective. The marketing plan of any company depends on why and how consumers react to the various elements of marketing mix. The buyer in the market differ significantly on buying habits. So, the marketer should be careful in recognizing to what segment of the market the company should focus on. The buyer offers in their buying style because of various dimensions like age, income level, education level, geographical locations, personality, lifestyle, status, etc. Coming to the managerial perspective, the managerial perspective of consumer behavior tends to be micro and cognitive in nature. The micro term is used because it is only being contracted on the individual consumer like lifestyle, attitude, perception, etc. The external factors such as reference groups, family, social class, culture are being taken into consideration in order to see the impact on individual consumer. The cognitive term is used to show the thought process of individual consumer which are related to the decision making process of the consumer. So, from the marketing point of view, it is necessary to satisfy the needs and wants of consumers by offering them products and services, and also to seek information on consumers' thought process and characteristic features. Consumer perspective. Consumers view on individual product as a part of larger constellation that reflect their lifestyle. Buying branded clothes, a two-wheeler, a mobile phone, watches, cosmetics, jewelries, etc. reflect the lifestyle and desire of an individual consumer. These products are related in the consumer's mind. Marketers try to understand this, and they tend to bring the lifestyle differences in their product promotions. Marketers are not creating any lifestyle. Individuals have their own lifestyle, and marketers are just trying to relate their products to the lifestyle in the individuals. Nature of consumer behavior. The individual, the product category, and the present scenario is involved in consumer behavior. The field of consumer behavior is the study of individuals, groups, and organizations, and the process they use to select, secure, use and dispose of products, services, experiences, or ideas to satisfy the needs of consumer and society. The nature of consumer behavior consists of the following concept: personal concept, product concept, consumption situation, and marketing concept. Coming to the personal concept, before buying any product, the individual usually takes time to evaluate the product. The choice may be different from person to person, so the process of market segmentation comes into existence. This is done mainly to give some benefits to those customers of product of a particular segment. Product concept. The choice of a particular product also differs from person to person. They could be shifted in the change of product category from the existing product category. The time needs to be spent in order to make a purchase of a product category. Consumption situation. The purchasing and the consumption depend upon the situation for the particular product. The consumption of a product may also reflect to the status of individual. Marketing concept. The marketing of a product also depends on individual psychology, social psychology, sociology, cultural or social anthropology, economic, geographical, linguistic, politics, and philosophy. Nature of new customer. Nature of new consumers can be summarized as follows: development in the value system than earlier. Value of money is emphasized strongly. Technophobia is less in new consumers than the old consumers. Brand loyal is not emphasized more. Level of response and awareness is more. Increased in the product acquisition and acceptance of new product and services. More price conscious, more environmental concern, and more conscious about the social aspects. Factors influencing consumer behavior. We can categorize the factors as economic, personal, psychological, social, and cultural factors. What are economic factors? An individual's income, the disposable income, family income, expectations regarding the future income, liquid assets and consumer credit, and level of standard of living are the economic factors that influence the buying pattern of a consumer. Coming to the personal factor, it is the age and life cycle. Age and life cycle has potential impact on the consumer buying behavior. It is obvious that the consumers change the purchase of goods and services with the passage of time. Family life cycle consists of different stages such as young, single, married couples, unmarried couples, etc., which help marketers to develop appropriate product for each stage. Coming to the occupation. A person's occupation affects the goods and services bought. Blue-collar workers tend to buy more rugged work clothes, whereas white-collar workers buy more business suits. A company can even specialize in marketing the products needed by a given occupational group. Thus, computer software companies will design different products for brand managers, accountants, engineers, lawyers, doctors, and students. Economic situation. Consumers' economic situation has a great influence in buying behavior. If the income saving of a consumer is high, then he will purchase more expensive product. On the other hand, a person with a low income and savings will purchase inexpensive product. Coming to the lifestyle. Lifestyle of a consumer is another important factor affect the consumer buying behavior. Lifestyle refers to the way a person lives in the society and is expressed by the things in his or her surrounding. It is determined by consumer interest, opinion, activities, and shapes his whole pattern of acting and interacting the world. Next is the personality and self-concept. Personality changes from person to person, time to time, and place to place. Therefore, it can greatly influence the buying behavior of consumers. Actually, personality is not what one wants, one wears, rather than it is the loyalty of behavior of a man in different circumstances. It has different characteristics such as dominance, aggressiveness, self-confidence, etc., which can be useful to determine the consumer behavior for a particular product or service. Next is the psychological factor. It studies the intrinsic qualities of individuals such as motivation, perception, personality, learning pattern, and attitudes. A person's buying choices are influenced by these 5 major factors: motivation, perception, learning belief, and attitude. Motivation is the driving force within an individual generated by the state of tension caused by unfulfilled needs and wants. Motivation is a process of willingness to expand energy to achieve the goal or reward. It is an urge inside a human being to achieve something. Co-shopping. Co-shopping is a way of spending time with the children. Children influence family members to purchase many products. Working mothers are more likely to undertake co-shopping with their children than non-working mother. This gives children an opportunity to acquire in-store shopping skill. Observation. Pre-adolescent children observe their parents who function as role model. They are the important source of cues for consumption learning. Adolescent and teenager emulate their friends and models for consumption behavior. Younger children react positively to advertisements involving a spokesperson. Teens often like product for a simple reason: their parents disapprove of them. Third consumption skill is the promise or the reward of material goods. Parents control the child's behavior by promising reward of material good. Mother reward her kid with a gift when the child behaves in pleasing manner. She may take back a gift when the child disobeys. Adolescent says that their parents frequently promises chocolate, candy as a means of controlling their behavior. Stages in consumer socialization. Pre-operational stage, concentrate operational stage, formal operational stage. The pre-operational stage starts between the age of 3 to 7. Children's understanding and language skills develop. The consumption behavior of the children at this age is different, that they depend mainly on the parents as consumers. All the same time, they are allowed certain choices for items such as chocolates, ice creams, etc. Concentrate operational stage, children in the age group of 8 to 11, and the concentrate complex stage. During this stage, children acquire complex abilities to develop a taste. Children use persuasive techniques to get what they want. They also apply reasoning power. Formal operational stage. Children in the age group of 12 to 15 pass through formal operational stage. They have better understanding in their surrounding and the power of argument. They disagree with their family members in the matter affecting them. They develop their own perception and their values. In advanced countries, children at this age work part-time and earn money, so they make purchase decisions of their own. Many of them get gift and financial assistance from their grandparents. Factors influencing socialization. Social interaction, social perception, nature of stimulus situation, social learning, and enculturation. Religion, family, work, family, business, culture, race, and ethnicity. As an organized psychological process, interaction is characterized by imitation, suggestions, and sympathy. Imitation is a form of learning which ideas to increased uniformly in individual behavior through suggestion. A person behaves in a group. In accordance with the pre-existing habit, he inhabited social action among some lines and express it along others by virtue of prior social conditioning through sympathy, which originates in the relation of dependence on the child upon his parents. The individual is able to perceive the psychological state of another person. A religion in a need to preserve and protect strict upbringing. Coming to the work or family business, long working hours, time for children, perception of lack of bonding, and tired and fed up will influence the socialization. Coming to the family, it is the parents' control, strict upbringing, divines, children's deliberations, trips, intermixing with children. Race and ethnicity, dual culture, intermixing with children, identity integration. Next, we move on to learn about the marketing to Gen Z. Marketing to Gen Z is unlike marketing to any other generation. They represent a new frontier in the brand customer relationship, one where authenticity and relevance reign supreme. Gen Zers born in the late 1990s to earlier 2000s are both highly connected and socially conscious. As the first generation of digital native, advertising has become an ever-present fact of their life, making it that much easier to tune out. That's what makes the Gen Z buyer person so difficult to nail down. After all, how do you market to the marketing intolerant? How marketing to Gen Z is different. Every generation creates an identity independent from those from those that came from them. What marketing makes to Gen Z so different is that they are our first generation of true digital native. Their earliest memories are tightly linked to internet euphoria like web games and viral social content. They likely took notes in school on personal computer or tablet. Today, more than half spend over 4 hours per day in social media. While the content they consume is free, they realize that advertising dollars are what makes it all possible. My generation is hyper aware of when we are being sold to, says Stojanvik. We grow up surrounded by lifestyle advertising, celebrity co-branding, event sponsorship. We have seen it all. Brands still use these tactics, of course, but it is harder to make an impression now because we are so used to it. Brands need to be willingly to break the mold to effectively connect with Gen Z audiences. Otherwise, they are spending time and resources on campaigns that have high likelihood of falling flat. 10 social media tips for marketing to Gen Z. Breaking the mind is not easy. If it were, everyone would do it, and there would be no mold in the first place. We can't give you a tailored roadmap to connect with Gen Z audiences. What we can do is to provide with the foundational tips need to make the next gen great idea grab their attention. Here is what we need to do. Create like a creator. You need to look at your organic social media strategy as a creator. Tapping into Connect Creator mindset calls for platform specific content and prioritizes enrollment or education above conversation, knowing that the conversations will follow eventually. Gen Z needs attention grabbing content. Then they will assign creditability to whoever it comes from, wherever, whether that can be branded or content creator. Once they are assigned that creditability, that business or individual has space to promote their brand transparently. If you want to approach social media less like a brand or more like a creator, here are 3 tips that will help you to make the switch. Go lofi. Perfectly polished visuals give. This post went through several rounds of internal approval before making it to feed. Type the vibe that does not resonate as authentic. We are not advocating for ditching the internal review process, but rather learning into gritty nature of creator-driven content. Look for your Nike. Iron out your approach to social customer care. Gen Z is all about holding brands accountable. They will call you out if you avoid questions or fail to meet customer care expectation. Avoid getting roasted in your comment selection by creating strong working relationship with your teammates in customer service. Establishing connections between social service teams benefit both the parties, not to mention the entire company. Meet your audience where they hang out. Network fragmentation is changing the social media landscape. In olden days, brands had around 4 to 5 networks to track. Today, young customers are flocking to various niche community-driven social media spaces. A lot of these up-and-comers are not aiming for brand appeal. Many like Be Real or attempting to shift focus back to the social element of social media. Amplify your brand, belief and value. Gen Z customers think it is important for brand to raise awareness and take stand on sensitive issues. It is not enough to share basic message solidly. If you want your content to resonate, it needs to be timely, inclusive and sincere. Build meaningful influencer and creator partnership. Gen Z audiences value influencer marketing more than any other generation. They said you cannot just pick a busy creator at random and assume it will be easy path to success. It is so common to see big influencer partnership that make zero sense, says Stojanvik. Sometimes brands grab a big name for the sake of grabbing a big name, even though they are not relevant to the audience they are targeting. Make sure your messages is on point no matter who it comes from by defending the goals of your influencer marketing strategy before conducting any outreach. This will help you identify a specific characteristics and qualities of an ideal partner. The influencer marketing software with the social listening capability will help you to track and analyze conversations, brand mentions, and industry trends so you can spot advocates that align with your brand is. Use your customer feedback and reviews as UGC. User generated content. Establishing credibility with the Gen Z audience require authenticity and transparency. To build trust with this highly skeptical audience, you need to leverage user-generated content. User-generated content provide genuine, unfitted perspective by taking a community-driven approach to a social content. When brands incorporate user-generated content into their strategy, they further align with Gen Z preference for relatable content. If fans are not actively creating content around your brand, you can still repurpose reviews to earn some major street cred. Now let us have a view on the case study. Let us have a look on the crisis management case study, that is Nestle Maggi noodle banned in India. At the end of May 2015, India's Food Safety Administration ordered Nestle India to recall its popular 2-minute Maggi noodle for the taste showered that the product contained high level of lead and MSG. This case study looks at how the situation developed and how Nestle reacted and managed the situation using multiple digital channels. The Indian food inspectors ordered Nestle India to recall the batch of Maggi noodle from the northern Indian state Uttar Pradesh, claiming that taste have found Maggi instant noodle unsafe and hazardous, and accused Nestle of failing to comply with the food safety law. Happened on 21st May 2015. Nestle responded. The initial response from the global FMCG company rejected the accusation that the noodles were unsafe and said on the website and social media accounts that there had been no order to recall any product. A statement on their website said that the quality and safety of our product are the top priority of our company. We have in place strict food safety and quality control at Maggi factories. We need not add MSG to Maggi noodle, and glutamate, if present, may come from naturally occurring sources. We are surprised with the content supposedly found that the sample, as we monitor the lead content regularly as a part of the regulatory requirement. On 1st June, Nestle continued to keep its customers up to date on the investigation into the safety of Maggi noodle in India. On the official Maggi Noodle India feedback page, Twitter and website, Nestle states that extensive testing reveals no excess of lead in Maggi noodle. On 2nd June, Nestle uses Twitter and Facebook to answer the customer's question about the level of MSG and the lead found in their noodle. The company continues to reassure customers that the noodles are safe and that they are a transparent company working closely with the authorities in India to resolve the issue. As well as Nestle explains the science behind the test with the lead and MSG and gives an informative breakdown of the ingredient of the product. Maggi in India makes an impressive effort to respond every Twitter from customer on this issue and pre-prepared statement explaining the lead occur naturally in soil and water. On 3rd June, Nestle continues to engage in an active dialogue with the customers on social media channel, Facebook and Twitter, as well as the company created a frequently asked question answer page on the official Nestle website to answer all the questions. On 4th June, after reassuring the customers that the noodles are safe, the brand does a U-turn and decides to recall Maggi noodles produced in India. Nestle CEO Paul Bulk spoke to the media and said that we are working with the authorities to clarify the situation, and in the meantime Nestle will withdrawing Maggi noodles from shelf. 16th June, Nestle decided to destroy more than $32 million worth of Maggi noodle in India after they were deemed unsafe by the regularities. After food safety scare in India, Maggi noodles have been tested in other products, the world to resume the consumers that they are safe. Results from noodle tested in UK found that level of lead in the product are within EU level. Shortly after UK results were published, Canada also cleared Maggi noodles as safe. So, the food safety security authorities banned Maggi, and they have proven that they are fit for food consumption, and they came back in the market. So nowadays social medias and Gen Z consumer behavior is to be handled very carefully by the marketers in order to promote their product, in order to sustain in the market and give satisfaction to the consumer, as consumer satisfaction is the base for a marketer, a manufacturer to sustain and survive in the field of marketing. Thank you for your patience listening.